So, good evening, good evening, good evening. We are back again. I am hanging out of my backside. I went to bed at 10 a.m. and I've had 3 hours kip, so bear with me, people, because I'm going back to bed as soon as this is done. Saeed, bro, I made it. I texted you.
You made it. You know what? You got to give
I
it to
didn't
him.
think I was making it.
Yeah, exactly, man. I see the message. Here's the link for 6 a.m. and I was like, yeah, man. I'm just getting into bed. I was like, yeah, listen, Lee, you're gonna struggle in the morning. But then you said you went to bed at what 10 a.m. I was like,
10
damn,
a.m.,
man.
yeah. 10 a.m.
The night was still young.
Bro, never again. I'm way too old for this, man. I swear, I'm way too old.
That's what they say. That's what they all say. And the next thing you know, you get excited again. The sun's out, and then whatnot. You know what I mean? It
That's
just
the
happens,
problem. The
man. That's
sun's
life.
It needs to rain for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, no, listen, mate. No rain. It's more rain in Manchester, mate, than anything else, man. But nah, listen, man. I'm all good. I'm all fresh, and I'm ready for the Premier League, man. The Premier League is back, man. And you know what? There's no better feeling, man. International football is international football, but Premier League is a bread and butter. Premier League is what, you know what I mean, keeps us everyone entertained. I want to see teams getting beat. I want to laugh at rival fans. This is what it's all about, man. So yeah, man. Premier League is back, man. I'm happy, man.
So you're not feeling Southgate ball then, no?
Nah, mate, listen, man. I can't listen. Have you seen his swag as well? The guy's he's trying to be them hipster managers and that. And I thought, you know what, man, I can't be asked. You think you're a tactician? He's got is an array of good talent, and he's just letting them play. You know how Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was? Like he just literally freestyle it. You know what? Go out there and just play. And that's what they're doing. Saka scores goals. You got too much talent to be beaten. Come on, man. Ukraine and them, man. Come on, man. It's when you get to the big boys, that's where the trouble is, man. But
and that's where England always falter as well.
There you go.
Literally, like we should have been in a World Cup final, and we probably should have been in the Euros final as well. Like,
yeah, exactly.
If Kane takes that penalty and buries it, it's a different game, isn't it?
Different game, man. But then I was hearing yesterday, man. I seen a clip on TalkSport and that Tim Sherwood said, "Oh, we should be the ones that should be feared next Euros." And I was like, you know, it's all good and well having a good team or whatnot, but if you don't have a good manager that's never won anything, you know what I mean? What's it going to make a difference? So I just thought to myself, you know what, man? Keep believing in your own hype, man. Because every time we get to the Euros, a World Cup, it's just the same old misery because we've got Southgate as manager. An absolute
no facts. Listen, who did you say was that? Tim Sherwood said that.
Tim Sherwood, yeah.
Yeah, bro. Maybe he could get the Tottenham job. Maybe that's why he's talking. maybe that's why he's out there chatting. Maybe he's looking for a job. Yeah, that guy's a serial loser as well.
They're all friends, in it though. Him, Sherwood, they grew up in the same era. So obviously they want them kind of managers to kind of obviously succeed because then it means then they've got a fighting chance. But nah, man, listen, man. We might have a talented squad, but it's about how you put them together, man. You need a winner. And Southgate isn't a winner, man, because he makes daft decisions at daft times. He's too defensive when it matters the most. And ultimately, man, he's got his favourites in it. You know what I mean? He won't take certain players off. It is what it is, man. So, yeah, man, less a Southgate, man. Listen, man, let's concentrate on what matters the most, man, and that's club football, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's what we're looking forward to.
Big up to everyone inside, man. Smash the like button and sub to Saeed's channel, people. It's in the title. And, yeah, let's start off with these contracts, yeah? Because... Yeah. I'm looking at it now. Marcus Rashford to demand £500,000 a week. I know a lot of this is just speculation.
Yeah.
But if that figure's out there being quoted, then it can't be a million miles away from that.
Surely. You know what? Do you know what they say? There's no smoke without fire. Even though I think it's been, exaggerated, maybe so. Because, but I do think it's going to be a big money, you know. I generally think, you know, the money that he's going to go and get, it's going to be a lot of money. I think it's probably going to be the most high-paid player at Man United. I know Sancho's on 350K a week, and he's on that for the next 5-6 years. So listen, if he's thinking to himself here, and they'll be friends, you know, him and Sancho. But if you're looking to yourself thinking, hold on a minute, Sancho's on 350K a week. I'm on 250 right now. I'm performing better than Sancho, so I deserve more. So in his own head, he's thinking, I deserve more. But I think for me, it depends because Ten Hag has not come out, but there's been stories about Ten Hag saying that he's going to put a wage cap on and, you know what I mean, certain players are going to go a certain price because he feels like that will kind of not hinder performances, but he wants a sense of like, you know what, players are not on mega wages because then they'll be a bit more grounded. They'll want to work more. And I feel like it does correlate when you're on big wages and then you're not performing, and then it just becomes a bit of a mess. But I feel like for me, there is smoke without fire. I don't think it's 500K, but it might be 350, it might be 400. Because apparently, what I'm hearing from the reports, PSG are still after him, and they want to, get him. Because Neymar right now, I'm not gonna lie to you, is injury prone. He's probably not going to be at his peak level. And what better player to kind of come into that mode? I'm not saying it's the same as Neymar, but just that kind of player that, the next big thing or whatever. And it is Rashford, but I'm not going to lie to you. He came out and obviously he wanted to just kind of, rebuff the reports and kind of make sure that, I'm not concentrating on that right now. And I don't want to be given that persona that I'm bragging about. And then obviously these journalists that work, I think it was the guy that reports on Arsenal. Who's that guy called? Is it Cross? Something Cross.
Oh, John Cross.
Yeah, John Cross. He put it out there. Obviously, he
don't know nothing about Arsenal, let alone Man United.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So he just wanted to put a story out there. He put it on the Mirror. And then obviously he got loads of backlash. And then obviously he came out and said, listen, man, that's a load of nonsense, man. I'm just concentrating on football. Obviously, we've got the Qatari and Jim Ratcliffe still, trying to buy Man United. So it don't make sense for anyone to be on any money right now anyway, when we haven't even got new owners. You know what I mean? And we're still buying to owners. So I think it's just all a bit of a mess. Obviously, that Sancho one has then made everyone realize, I could get more money. You know what I mean? Even De Gea has rejected the new contract, and he wants to get a little bit less, but also get what he's valued at. Because if you're a player, Lee, and you're doing the most for the team, I'd feel for me that I'd want more than certain players who are not showing that sort of level of money. That's just my own opinion, but you know what I mean? It's the way football is now. You know what I mean? If you're providing for the team, you would want more money than players that were maybe not contributing as much.
Yeah, so it's also an ego thing as well. Like, you want to be seen as the highest earner. You want to be the top boy. And it's the same in any job. Like, if any job you have, you want to be the top earner. You want to be number one in the company.
Yep.
And it's the same in football. And they all talk. Mate, he knows how much Sancho's getting paid. They're besties, mate.
Exactly.
Yeah,
he
knows.
They're
probably sat around each other's gaffs, and he's going, right, well, what I'll do is I'll blag him for about 450. Yeah. And then what you do is you smash it for a season and go for 500.
Yeah, exactly. And people will say, yeah, it's bonus based, but listen, man, when that contract is written up, man, you that money is still in roughly around that area. So Rashford obviously will have his performance-based incentives. He'll have all of his goals and whatnot, but it'll be a package, because at the end of the day, he's got to give it some to his brother because he's his agent, some to his management team, some to this, some to that. So he's got to think about all of that. Plus, you get taxed anyway. So when you come out of it, you know what I mean? You don't know what you're going to get. So he's got to look at that and think, you know what? Am I the biggest player at Man United right now in terms of attacking-wise? He's probably thinking, yeah, because I'm getting the goals. From where he was last season to where he is now, it's all of a sudden changed. Man United now, in terms of attacking forward, he's the one that's performing the most. So he's thinking to himself, you know what? I kind of deserve this. We don't have a striker. They're relying on me for goals. So I'm going to... And it's the same thing with your star boy, Saka. He's the one that's the franchise player now. So he's thinking to himself, you know what? I deserve this. And fair play to him. He does probably deserve it. But at the same time, you know what I mean? Like, now, players now have control now because, back in the day, you could be like, you know what? If you're not signing a contract, they leave. But now, the fans love them. You know what I mean? There's certain situations in there. You know what I mean? He works in terms of commercial wise. He's such a big asset. Back in the day, there wasn't no commercial. Like Thierry Henry, I get it. He was part of Gillette and whatnot, but it wasn't the same as it right now. Like, this is crazy that right now, what brands are getting right now.
Mate, even the most bang average footballer, can make more money out of brand deals. Yeah,
there you go.
In football, but they're still getting paid. Even the worst footballers in the Premier League on $1 million a year.
But there you go. And you could get sponsored by anyone. You know what I mean? Like, Gymshark will sponsor you. You know what I mean? The boot deals will sponsor. Like, there's so many things that can sponsor you right now. It's crazy. It's crazy. Manscaped. All right, listen. Big up Manscaped, bro. They're everywhere, man. I never knew about Manscaped until literally, like, obviously.
Mate, they're sponsoring MMA and all of that now as well. It's mad.
Yeah, man. It's crazy.
Everywhere you turn, there's Manscaped there.
Manscaped, bro. Like, listen, and this
is what I'm saying. Met anyone, real talk, because I know you do it with the big six as well, yeah? Other than the lads on the big six, have you actually ever met anyone who said to you, "Side, you know what? I've got this Manscaped here, and I've been shaving. Oh, it's wicked, mate." I've never met anyone who's had
it. You know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. Maybe because in England, obviously, we've got like Gillette and whatnot, and all these little companies like Philips. I use Philips. I don't know about you guys, but I use Philips. So it's like it depends. In England, it's not, but America. Because I was looking at America, they're massive in America. You know what I mean? So, and I don't know if people in here are from America, but yeah, Manscaped, man. That's what I'm saying. So they'll get all these kind of brand deals, and it's like, well, you know what? I am worth that money because I'm getting wanted by everyone. I'm getting wanted by everyone.
PSG with Rashford, PSG apparently offered him 450 a week last summer.
Yes.
So he's probably thinking, hang on, PSG offered me 450, Sancho's on 350, well, I want 5.
And he'll wait. What? And he'll wait. He'll think to himself, you know what? I am worth a lot of money. And you know what? They have come in with a ridiculous offer. And people that say players aren't motivated by money, that's a lie, you know what I mean? Players are motivated by money. I'm motivated by money. It's not the whole motivation, but it's a part of my motivation. You know what I mean? If you get a bigger brand deal, you go to that brand deal. Obviously, you look at the way they are and does it suit me and does it suit what I want to do? I get that. But at the end of the day, everyone's motivated by money because you're doing a lot. For a footballer right now, you are playing football, but at the same time, you're basically, you've got the football club and their brand, but you are the face of it. So you're going to be thinking to yourself, you know what? I should be on that money. And now with the way social media is going and the way everything's perception is, you know what I mean? You think that's about right, but obviously you won't get that money. But Sancho one has kind of messed everything up. And he's now looking at that thinking, he's on that money. I need to be on more than him because I'm doing more than him. You know what I mean? His value might be higher because he signed from Dortmund and we had to go buy him. And, you know what I mean? If it wasn't for that money that we'd give him, he wouldn't have maybe paid, but probably came. But at the same time, listen, man, you give me what I deserve. And that's what footballers are on now, man. Look how long it takes them to sign a contract. Before, Man United wants to give you a contract. Arsenal want to give you a contract. I'll sign that straight away. Now,
Saka's been sat on this deal for a year. Literally a year. Like a press conference last April, they asked Arteta about his contract. And he said there's an offer on the table. That was 1 year ago, bro.
There you go.
And the thing is, you're right with social media as well, because that's a factor now. Yeah, because they take into account how many followers you got, your reach. So then if you're promoting something, it now counts as well. And it's like, oh yeah, but he's got 5 million on here, he's got 10 million on there.
There you go.
It all plays
social
a part.
media.
Yeah, social and then the image rights for the football club as well. Like, they'll get a big deal out of that as well. Bonuses, mate, it's mad. Do you know what? These old school footballers that sit in the studios like Roy Keane and players like that, they must be seething, man. Like, because they were levels above all of this crap that's playing now. And they were getting paid nothing. It's mad.
It's eras, isn't it? It's eras, man. So you kind of it's crazy to think what it will be like in the next 5-10 years. You know what I mean? And I feel like ultimately, you know, because like obviously they get advice in it. They say, right, they're gonna offer you this now, but if you wait a year, you perform for a year, you might be then worth this, or you might be getting this amount. So why not just wait? And that's why they're doing it right now. They're just saying to themselves, you know what? Let's just wait around, man. There's no rush. If I make a decision now, I'm stuck on that contract until I have to negotiate again. So why kind of say, you know what? Wait till a year. Wait till maybe 1 year left to the contract. Because at the end of the day, I'm going. You know what I mean? I'm not going anywhere, but I'd just rather wait. So yeah, inflation as well. Yeah, you're right. You know what I mean? Look at the living crisis right now, mate. It's no joke right now. I don't know what it's like in Spain, but listen, man,
there's a crisis going on in my head right now. The fact that I even look it as well as feeling it is what I've done well.
I've got to give it to you, man. I wouldn't listen. I don't drink anyway, but for you to come out and like I said to you, man, that surely deserves a like. So anybody's in there right now,
smash the like button, man. Come on, I went to bed at 10 a.m. and it's 2 p.m. here.
Yep, exactly, man. So make sure you do that, man.
And like I said, live, and I was on time.
Yeah, and you was on time, more time than me, man. And I was the one that was late. So, but listen, I think ultimately,
I can't lie, mate. I'm waiting to get back in bed. You're literally fucking making this whole show, bro. Thank you very much.
Nah, it's all good, man. It's all good. I think
it's true, though, man. You're right. These players have now got the power, so they don't need to sit and sign a contract straight away. Like if they run their contract down to the end and leave, like Rashford can go and get 700 grand a week or 600 grand a week. Yeah, and then you'll have to go and replace him. And to buy a player, you've got to pay the fee, you've got to pay the agent, you've got to pay him wages for 4 or 5 years, and that's probably more than paying Rashford $500,000 a week. For 5 years.
There you go. Exactly.
They know they've got the power. which is why they
Yeah,
take the piss sometimes. But
yeah, just
listen,
take the
at the end
piss,
of the
bro.
day, if you're up here and you're smashing it and your stock's high, then the club shit themselves, didn't they? They sit there and go, right, well, we can't get rid of Rashford because without him, we would have been 7th.
There you go. There you go. Exactly. Without him, would have been 7. So it's almost as if right now the players have the power, and it's crazy. And that's the way football is right now. Like player power is ridiculous now. Like you're looking at how we got Anthony. The guy literally was like, "Yo, listen, I'm not playing for you lot." Da, 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 da. You know what I'm saying to you, and then literally forced to move. You know what I mean? So players now, they're not messing around anymore. They control everything. You know what I mean? It will get to the point where some owners might say, "We'll put a foot down and you're not going until they pay that money." But now, what happens as a result is because of player power, now prices and whatnot are so high. Look at Mudryk one. Maybe if maybe he went about it the right way and done it the right way, it would not have cost that much money. Enzo Fernandez as well. You know what I mean? Look at the way they're trying to force situations now. Now clubs are going to say to demanding more and more and more, and then wages as a result will go more and more and more. You know, that's just the way the nature of the beast is now. You know what I mean? It's
Right, it's
crazy.
mad when you look at that Mudryk deal. He cost 100 mil, right? And they're paying him about 140 grand a week for 8
Bro.
years. Bro, he's
And you know
trash.
what?
I was telling everyone he was trash. Nobody watched Ukrainian League football, and they're all experts on him. Yeah, and now these people are shameless, yeah, because they all wanted him, and now he's doing crap. They're all laughing at him. And it's
You
like,
know
hang
what's
on, you
mad
wanted
though?
him.
You know what's mad though when you think about it though? The situation with Mudryk, like I watched him against England and he was bad, man. Like he looks like a player that just don't know how to do anything. Like he don't know how to beat a man. He's almost like falling on the floor. Like, bro, he looks crazy, man. And it just shows you, like, yes, he played in the Champions League and yes, he had good performances, but the Ukrainian league was something like, you might have dodged a bullet. Listen, there's time will tell you whether he makes it in the Premier League, but bro, there's a lot of top players that have not played it in the Premier League, you know. There's a lot of top players, you know. So who's to say that Mudryk will? So, bro, like I said, man, you got the one of the buys of the season in Trossard, man. Me and Rance were talking about yesterday, man. This guy is a quality player, man. And what did he cost you? What how much was it? 23 million?
21 mil plus 6 in bonuses.
Bro,
That's a
listen, man.
steal, man. That is a
Steal.
proper steal. He's such a good player, man.
But it's not fashionable to get a player in his like late 20s. Like, you know me, yeah. What happened to the days of buying a player between like 25 to 30? Like, why has it always got to be a young, up and coming player? Like, sometimes get a player in his prime, win in his prime, and then we can move on. Like, I don't understand it. Like,
Yeah, there's this obsession with teenagers right now, and it's like because they're all being sold this Project Youth crap. Yeah, all that does is just lower the standards. Listen, it's great that Arsenal are top of the table. Yeah, but at the same time, yeah, if we don't win the league and then we don't go anywhere near it next season, what's Project Youth?
What's Project Youth? Exactly.
Yeah, because when's it gonna listen, I hope we win the league and I think we will win the league, but not every club is going to be able to do that. Yeah, Tottenham ain't gonna be able to do it when they're gonna probably get Nagelsmann and go down that they're allergic to trophies, that lot. Like literally.
When he said Tottenham,
every club can do it.
Oh my God, Tottenham, mate, they're finished, man. Like I said, man, no manager, no director of football. You got Daniel Levy backing Patrici. They are a mess, mate. They're a mess. Patrici's talking about top 4 like it's a trophy, and we've got aims. You know what I mean? Like they are finished, mate. You know what I mean? But just going back to Trossard, I think he's a top player, man. And that could be one of the buys of the season, man. When you deep it, man, what a player he is, man. And I feel like he'll get better with age. He'll be like a Cazorla, man, that will drift into midfield and just like, because he's got the qualities and he's got the attributes as a player to be that kind of facilitator, to be that player that gets in the pockets. You know what, man? It's a quality asset that you can have, man. And with Mudryk, you always have to rely on him adapting to the league. You got a prem-proven player, man. So I'm not
that's what I
massive.
wanted. I wanted prem-proven players because when you've got all these younger players, you need a bit of experience in there. And when people are sitting there talking about all these funky named players from all over Europe, that they don't watch, I'm like, nah, go and get me Trossard, go and get me Ivan Toney, go and get me this player, go and get me that player, because they're players that are, like I said, 25 or older, and they've done it year in, year out, performing. And Trossard was a no-brainer. That guy scored against every big team in the Premier League.
There you go.
Yeah, hat-trick at Anfield, scores against us, scores against you, scores against Tottenham, scores against Liverpool. Like I said, three goals at Anfield, bro. That ain't easy. And 20 mil, absolute bargain. Yeah, and you're right. He is so technically gifted that he could drop into midfield and play Cazorla role. Yeah, but
Cazorla, exactly.
while he's still got a bit of pace about him,
Yeah,
and his movement's sick, just keep him up front or on the wing for now. But in
yeah,
2-3 years' time, he could easily play at number 8.
yeah. He
Easily.
could. He's that sort of player, man. He's got the intelligence. So I feel like for me, he's a well-rounded player, man. And like I said, I just don't like he doesn't play enough for Belgium for some reason. I don't know what it is, but I think
Roberto
ultimately,
Martinez tax.
where there you go, exactly,
Another
exactly.
hipster that's won fuck all.
Yeah, exactly, man. I just think ultimately, what I mean, if you can get him in your team and you got competition now, all of a sudden, what I mean, that feeling of competition is what you need, man. You don't need to feel like, it's 1 week, it's gonna be the same players. Competition brings the best of his man. And that's what, ultimately brings you titles and wins. Because everyone doesn't know when they're playing next and everyone's on their toes. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. What's his I heard about Saliba as well, he's not in training. That's a bit of
Yeah,
a
I've seen
worry.
that. A lot of people in the chat saying that Partey's trained, but Saliba hasn't. So
Wow,
yeah,
that's a
Rob
bit.
Holding. In Rob Holding, we trust.
Oh my god, man, Rob Holding,
I
like
think we'll be all right against Leeds. To be
against
honest, I think we'll
Leeds,
batter
yeah,
them. But we got
yeah.
Liverpool next weekend. Yeah, and we can't go to Anfield with Rob Holding up in
Nah,
defence.
man, listen, Rob Holding, listen. I know he's got his new hair transplant. And he feels like a new man, but we know you. You can't hide. You might have got a hair transplant, but you are the same Rob Holding, mate. So listen, mate. You know what it is? It just depends, innit? I don't know, man. We had 2 weeks off for international break. You would have thought he'd be ready, but maybe the manager's thinking, I can get away with it against Leeds, so not risk him against Leeds, then bring him in against Liverpool. That's what I would kind of look at it in that way. But yeah, man, listen, man, I think it's going to be exciting. Apparently, Haaland wasn't in training as well for Man
Mm.
City, so I don't know if he's playing mind games and Man City playing mind games, but they've got a big game. So Haaland, if he's not around and he wasn't in training, is that something that you know what I mean? Is it that's a bit of
See, that's why
a
I worry about City though, because I think they play better without him. I know it sounds
yeah?
mad with all the
You
goals
know
he
what?
scored, but bro, they won the league 2 years straight without a striker.
So it doesn't mean anything. Yeah, you're right. You're
Mm.
right. It's true. You've got a point. Even though Haaland has done this madness this season and he scored goals, it doesn't stop the way City play. City still can play with Alvarez, even if they want to, or they can go and play De Bruyne as a false nine and still
Yeah,
be scoring goals. So it doesn't affect what they play, and they're on that kind of roll right now. Even De Bruyne is on a little bit of form. Certain players are on form. They'll just play the same way, man. And this is where Arsenal can they keep their cojones? Can they keep their bottle, man? You know what I mean? Can they keep winning? That's the key thing. Now it's when they say like, oh, but we had this test. This is the real test where this is the running now because we fumbled a couple of times under Fergie. Remember when Man City were coming after us, we fumbled it. These could happen to the best of teams, but it
mate.
kind
I
of like
remember we did it. We were like 10 or 12 points ahead of you, and you caught us up.
there you go, there you go. So it can happen, you know what I mean? And like I said, everybody's just got to be on their A game. You know what I mean? And the manager can't tinker around with things. If he has this firm belief that this is the best team, then do it. You've got one game a week. This ain't no time to do a Pep Guardiola. You know when he does it in the Champions League and he just fumbles it. This ain't the
Yeah,
time to be like, oh, let me try this tactic here. No, do what's been working for you. Do what's been been the method for the whole season, and keep at it. Yes, you can tweak it here and there, but don't try and do something extravagant. You know what I mean? So that'll be the key thing for me. Where Arsenal just get on that roll, beat Liverpool, and then just get a draw at Man City, and that's it for me. Arsenal
and it's done.
are
Yeah.
pretty much done. It's done.
Yeah,
You can't.
I think we'll lose one game between now and the end of the season, but I don't think we're losing at Anfield next weekend. Yeah, because
No,
they've got to
no.
play Chelsea in midweek. They got City away, Chelsea away, and then Arsenal next weekend. They'll be
Yeah,
fucking
listen.
knackered by the time they play us.
They're
But I was
done.
saying that Chelsea is probably a piece of piss for them, isn't it? I mean, they're crap
Yep,
at the minute. But
yep.
the City game's massive because if they get something at the Etihad and we beat Leeds, mate, that'd be massive. And then we go to Anfield next weekend. Then if we nick something there, a win maybe a 1-0, I'll take a shithouse 1-0. Yeah, and
1-0
then
to
all of a
the
sudden we'll be
Arsenal.
like 11 clear or something stupid, mate. I'm fucking hell. Then if we do not win the league, it is the biggest bottle job I've ever seen.
Yeah, man. Listen, man. And like I said, man, to get I seen a few things on flying on social media about the tickets for Arsenal for the game
Oh, for
that
the
are going
Wolves
for like
game.
28 grand. Yeah, 28 grand. I was
Yeah,
like,
I see
shit,
it.
man. Flipping. All of a
Bro,
sudden
all
when
these people that want to cry about it, yeah, these are the same people that when they had a ticket and they didn't want to go, yeah, Like, do you know what I mean, bro? Where were these people when Wenger was getting pammed every fucking week and there was no one in the ground? Yeah, now all of a sudden Arsenal are winning again. They want to go and watch it. Like, these people wind me up.
There you go.
Like,
Exactly.
stadium was
Winning.
empty for years, and now all of a sudden you can't get a ticket, and now they're crying about tickets. Like, where were you?
But it also shows you as well that when you win stuff, people want to be part of it. You know what I mean? When you don't want to win it, you know what I mean? It's like, this is what I'm saying. Like, winning breeds mentality for the fan. They want to see, ultimately Arsenal winning. And before it wasn't there. And obviously you've been kind of calling it out that, it ain't good enough. Now it's good enough. Everyone wants to be part of it. But was it wasn't good enough? Nobody wanted to be part of it. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, it's mad how life goes in it. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, that'll be a crazy day, man. Arsenal winning the league, man. But there's a lot still way to go,
man. Be mad. And do you know what? I've already pictured it in my head, but I don't want to get too carried away. Right? But I've already pictured like we're winning it. It's happening. Yeah. But if we don't, bro, that feeling, I'm just gonna have that sinking feeling. Like, do you know what?
You got to hide, man.
What if we had done this in that game, or what if we hadn't lost at Old Trafford and like little
things?
Man,
that guilt feeling will be crazy. Like that point there. I remember for me, it was Everton at home, man. We dropped points there. It was 4-4. Like that was for me the killer.
Lukaku was in that game. Played for Everton, didn't he?
Yeah, man. Fellaini was in there. Bro, listen, that was a killer for me. We lost to Wigan 1-0 and we lost to Man City and whatnot, but that was a killer for me, that 4-4, man. Because I think we were 4-2 up or something like that. And that was a killer for me. But, you know what I mean? And that's why you kind of have them regrets. But I think ultimately, this is in your hands. This is what's crazy about it. It's in your hands. You're technically 5 points clear because Man City will get that 3 points back.
Yeah.
But it's in your hands. And now you have to, you know what I mean? It has to be crazy. Like you give it away. I know you got to play them at home, away, and obviously that could be them back to 2 points. But you know what I mean? It's you have to win that. Man. You must. Yeah, exactly. You must.
You must. If we go into that game with the Etihad, like 8 points clear. Let's say Man City have played their game in hand, and we're still 8 points clear. Bro, it don't matter if we lose. Yeah, because then after that we've got 5 games left, and we'll be 5 clear. For me, then it's like we've done it. Like, I know it's like a bit premature saying that because we bottled 4 points for 3 to go last season.
Yeah, exactly. That's another one as well.
I've seen a totally different team, man. Yeah, I don't think we're going to lose more than 1 game between now and the end of the season. And if that's the case, we win the title.
Yeah, no, exactly. I don't. Like I said, mad things have happened. Listen, I think you're going to beat Leeds, but. They are fighting for their lives. Are you playing any teams that are fighting for their lives? Because that's the ones where I look
at. West Ham as well.
West Ham away.
And Southampton.
Southampton, I think they'll get relegated by the time we play them. But West Ham, I think that could be a tricky one. Because when teams are fighting for their lives, I feel like that could be a real issue. So
we've got Southampton this month. Yeah, mate. Yeah, our next. Yeah, we've got 5-6 games this month. We've got Leeds, Liverpool, West Ham, Southampton, City, and Chelsea.
Yeah.
So that's like kind of 3 easy games and 3 toughish games with Man City, Liverpool, and Chelsea. They're the tough ones.
Yeah. So this is the thing. It depends on whether, like I said, man, if they're fighting for their lives, every point could mean something. And then
we've got Forest and Wolves as well.
Oh, Forest and Wolves. Oh shit! Forest away or Forest at home?
Forest away.
Oh, they're very good at home, They're very good at home,
Yeah, they're not easy to beat.
But again, you know what I mean? It just depends on what mindset Arsenal going in, man. I'm interested to see the mindset of Arsenal. Like, is it kind of feeling time where the pressure gets to them, or do they rise up to the pressure? Like, you've not been here before. Like, Liverpool have crumbled as well. So, listen, man, you must. you must.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's how you deal with the pressure, innit? Because like, we haven't been in this situation. There's players in the squad that have done it at other clubs, but not Arsenal. Yeah, and it's like, I just think like there's been certain moments this season where I've just thought, like that's different. Like the Reece Nelson screamer against Bournemouth.
Yes.
So if Arsenal end up winning the title, that game was the game where you're like, wow. Yeah, and that's the game where all the fans like in the stadium, like Kenny was there. He said the fans were still there, full house, half hour later after the game finished.
Wow.
Yeah, he said I've never seen 60,000 here half hour later. Like when normally everyone's walking out with 9 minutes to go. You know what I mean?
You know what? That's true. We had that moment with Makeda. I don't know if you remember the Makeda one
against Villa.
Makeda. Oh man, I literally ran out of my house onto the street, yeah, and everyone came out and ran out. That back in the day was that, you know, when you watch it, no social media, you don't go on your phone and react to anything. You come out and you celebrate. So I came out of my house, celebrating with my neighbors. It was going off, like the street parties are crazy. Like that was an unbelievable moment, that Makeda moment. And it was the same with Reece Nelson, because then we ended up just kind of winning. We went to Sunderland, we won there. It was just it was amazing, man. And that's what it's about, man. That's what it's about.
Yeah, so it's one of them things like where that then gives you an extra lift, because it's like we were dead and buried. Yeah, down and out. We're like, oh my days, like we've dropped 2 points at home to Bournemouth. And then yeah, fucking Ola. I said to Ola, I said, I'm never gonna forget you, fucker. I'll come back to that super chat in a minute, bro. Yeah, when he rescored, all I heard was Reece. He was literally a split second.
Ola's hilarious.
Yeah, funny, man. But yeah, that moment is one of them moments where the fans in the ground, all the fans around the world were jumping out of their seats. The players were running on the pitch like we'd won the league. Yeah, and it's like that now gives us that massive boost, because it was so fine a margin. If we didn't win that, all of a sudden that's 2 points dropped. Now we're fucked.
No, exactly.
You can't drop points. You can't.
Nope.
You can't, especially to the bottom teams.
No, not especially to bottom teams, man. That's what it just shows you, man. The spirit and what's up. Your stadium. Everyone wants to win now. It's funny how habits change, isn't it? Like you want to win, everyone wants to win. No, never say die attitude.
They've all got on board finally.
Lee was like, the door's closed now, but I'll let you in this season. Do you want to be in? And now all of a sudden, man, nobody can come on and say to you like, oh, but you can't celebrate with us. Yeah, but you wanted to win the league last year. You wanted to win.
That's why I don't get it when people say, yeah, you're a Spurs fan. Well, what are you talking about? I want to win trophies, mate. Like, you know what I mean? Them lot like that say that, they're the ones that are lowering the standards. Like, I find it funny, man.
It's funny, isn't it?
It's a generic, basic thing to do. It's like saying you're toxic. Yeah, that's just so easy to say, oh, yeah, you're toxic. What do you mean I'm toxic? Why?
Yeah.
Explain. But they can't. It's like when Terry put in the title of his video the other week, Lee Gunner flip-flops hard. Yeah, so now the amount of weirdos that replied to me, you're a flip-flop. Yeah, what do you mean I'm a flip-flop?
Yeah, you know what it is, though?
I've been this up here, yeah, the whole time I've been on YouTube. Literally, the standards here. I don't get it.
You know what it is, though? It's crazy because I was at Old Trafford the other week, yeah, and I had these two top breads come up to me. They were like, you're negative. I said, oh, go on then. Explain to me why I'm negative. And he was like, the way you say things and online, and, you know, the online fan base, he referred to them as the online fan base. He was like, you're basically like deceiving them, and you're kind of manipulating their thoughts, and everything you say, they say. I was like, hold on a minute. It's my opinion. They have their opinion. They come in here and disagree with us sometimes. But it's just kind of almost feeling like you're negative. Even through Ole, you were negative. I said, but I want to win. And they were like, yeah, but we could have won with Ole, but we didn't. So what's your point? And then when we got to the end, when I actually had a conversation with him, he was like, you know what, you're a decent lad, you know. Yeah, you know what, I got you wrong. And it's that because they're just saying it for the sake of it. But when you actually tell them,
it's fashionable, and it's you're not a spokesperson for all the fans.
Yeah.
And people, they mimic what you're saying. Well, how's that my fault?
Yeah, exactly.
If people watch it and they agree, and then they go and say it, that's not my fault. That's their problem, isn't it?
Exactly. And for me, when I said to him, what do you mean by E-Reds? And I said, because obviously I knew what he meant, but he was like, the online social media fan base. I said, hold on a minute. You got to remember, these are fans as well. They just can't make the games. You know what I mean? And he was saying that, nah, but because you're online and they don't go to games, you manipulate what they say. And I was like, and then you make the fan base negative. I was like, listen, man, you're waffling now in a minute. I don't.
So it's all your fault that there's negative Man United fans.
Exactly. It's all my fault. It's all my fault that United haven't won anything for the last 6 years. It's all my fault that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer failed. It's all my fault that, you know what I mean, that toxicity created a fan base that all of a sudden they wanted to win. It's my fault. It's my fault that YouTube is a free platform and nobody has to watch me, you know. But it's a free platform. It's my fault though. You know what I mean? When people say, oh, you're basically ripping off fans and you're making money out of Man United. That's for me is the funniest one. You're making money off United. Hold on a minute. Are you the United? Do you own United, first of all? Do you own
United paying you?
I'm United paying you, first of all. So who's working for Man United here? Because you seems to be a spokesperson for Man United. And then it's the case of you're making money out of Man United. No, it's a free platform. YouTube is a free platform. It's whether the people watch me. If people don't watch me, I don't make any money off this. So at the end of the day, it's down to the people that are watching me. It's like with anything. If you don't want to watch EastEnders, you don't have to watch EastEnders. If you don't want to watch certain things online, you don't have to watch it. It's you. You're the one that's doing it. So again, it's subjective. It's not as if I'm making money, just making money out of United. I'm not. So I just find it hilarious, man. You know what I mean? But when you actually speak to them at the end, and then just kind of come round to reason, they're like, you know what? Yeah, you're a sound lad. But again, it's just that kind of feeling of when they say it to you, Lee, you're toxic. But then when you have a conversation with them, I'm sure if you came on a StreamYard with them and you had a chat with them and you explained to them why am I negative, they'd crumble. I'm not lying to you. And I know that's not I'm not, you might not be as confident as on the computer, but why don't you have the same energy then? Explain what you got to explain. Say it in however way you want to do it.
But that's the thing. You said that they come up to you and said you're negative, you're toxic, you're this and that, yeah. But that's because it's fashionable to sit online, and every time there's a bad result, yeah, people will be clipping you up, yeah. But when there's a good result, no cunt clips you up, yeah.
Nope.
So they only see you and they only see me when there's a negative result. Yeah, says you're a disgrace. Look, he's having a meltdown again, and rah 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 rah, and this and that. Yeah, but instead of using their brains and going to your channel and having a look, oh, but you're making money off the club. Okay, well, why don't you want to make money? Yeah, I'm making money off of YouTube, mate, not Man United or Arsenal, wherever.
Not Man United or Arsenal,
exactly. Making money off of my own graft and my own hard work and my own dedication to it, yeah? Right? And they don't like it, bro. Yeah, and it's very fashionable to sit there and just go, yeah, he's toxic. He's negative. Yeah, you manipulate fans. What? So you're telling me that I have got the ability to be able to control millions of people? Just
you read minds, Lee.
I get told all the time, yeah, it's your fault that there's a negative section of this fan base. You're the worst Arsenal fan on the planet. I get told all the time. And it's like, do you know there's 70 million Arsenal fans, right? And most of them ain't on social media.
Exactly.
So what, you've gone and surveyed them all?
Yeah, exactly. This is what I'm trying to say. You've gone and surveyed them all. You go into their brains. You say this, you say that, and it's like, listen, we're just regular Man United fans. And one thing we do though is we have a look at this has been on for 42 minutes, but yet 1 minute will be clipped, but they won't watch the rest of the 41 minutes, will they?
Yeah, that's the internet in a nutshell, right? So somebody will clip you up, yeah. 10 seconds that'll go fucking viral for some idiot on Twitter who's got Bukayo Saka as his profile picture. Yeah, and it's look at him, he's negative, he's this, he's that, and it's like, but mate, if you actually go back and watch 10 seconds before and 10 seconds after, you'll get what I said. Yeah. But they don't because they've not got the attention span to watch anything. It's the TikTok era, bro.
It's the TikTok era, man.
And they make a decision on 10 seconds.
Mate, and TikTok is crazy. That's why I was on there last night just checking through. It's crazy. And that's how people are computing things now. So people are not going and watching long form podcasts. That's why I will always be a long form podcast, because I want to hear the context. I want to hear what's going on. If I'm just hearing a minute, then your brain only computes a minute. You know, it only literally computes a minute. So anything more longer, you'll be like, I don't want it. So then I'm going to base everything on your opinions on 1 minute on something.
Mad, isn't it?
It's mad.
That's the world we live in, bro. Yeah, these people are lazy. Yeah, bro, listen, we've been through lockdowns and everything. Yeah, nobody does their research. They just go with the flow with what the TV's telling them, or with
there you go.
What the narrative is at the time. If it's a narrative of go and get a needle in your arm, everyone's going to go and get the needle. They're not going to do research on it. Yeah, if the narrative is Lee Gunner's toxic and negative, worst Arsenal fan ever. Oh, I know. Well, I don't really like him either. So if I slag him off, I'll get more followers. Yeah, because all of these, I'll get retweets and. Bro, nobody clips me up, when I'm positive, which I've been most of this season. So that's why I started clipping myself up.
There you go. Exactly.
That's why I started clipping myself up. I was like, do you know what? Yeah, I've never wanted to have TikTok. Yeah, and I thought, Dad, do you know what? My daughter texted me and said, Dad, I've seen you on TikTok nearly every day as she opens the app.
People,
and I'm like, what? So she sent me that. I was like, do you know what? I never wanted to get that app. Yeah, it's full of weirdos. Yeah, but I thought, do you know what? If these people are going to use my clips, I might as well do it myself.
For facts. And now, have you noticed the people who are doing it now have stopped doing it because they're like, shit, man, he's actually quite a good guy, you know, and he's talking about football. And anything I say, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, well, hold on a minute. He said something that's more longer and it's actually showed the context. Well, you've only clipped up 10 seconds of it. So, you know what, man? That's what I'm saying, man. It's I feel like for me, like I said, I'll always be long form content because I always want to just make sure there's both sides of the story. And you might not agree with us. You might disagree with us. But at the end of the day, it's all respectful and it's all kind of like our own opinions. I don't disagree with Lee all the time. I don't agree with Lee all the time. I disagree. Sometimes he agrees. Sometimes that's what it's all about. But when you hear a clip, everything normally tends to feel like you have to agree. And then the bandwagon is, oh yeah, he's that. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you don't agree, you're negative.
Yeah.
Bro, these people are weirdos, right? And I'll tell you why, yeah? Right, so you'll be sat with your family and you'll have some dinner and that, yeah? Right? And the conversation will come up, Messi or Ronaldo or something, right? And you could be sat with your brother, your sister, your mum, your dad, whatever, yeah? And 4 of you can say, yeah, Messi. And the one person says Ronaldo. Cancel her, get her out the family, get her out the... Like, makes no sense in real life. Only on the internet are you seen as, get him out, get rid of him, cancel him, because I don't agree with your opinion. Mate, in what world do these people live in where everyone agrees 100% of the time? It don't work like that.
But that's what I'm saying. This is what era we're living in. We're living in an era of, you'd rather agree and not be the person that's the outsider and say, you know what, I've got my own opinion and I'd rather not agree. You know what I mean? And I think for me, this is this because I've interpreted it my way, not the way of the mass media or the mass conception. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, man. Big up to my boy in the chat, man. It says, Haley and Saeed, which of these 3 attacking mids would you bring off the bench, or sell? Bergkamp's starting all day long, mate. Yeah, Rui Costa's getting binned and Del Piero off the bench.
See, I'm going to disagree. So again, we disagreed.
You're so toxic.
Yeah, I'm so toxic. I'm negative, by the way. I'm going to start Bergkamp. I'm going to bench Rui Costa. I'm going to sell Del Piero. Because I think Rui Costa was unbelievable, man. That's
they're all sick.
Exactly. That's the whole point of this this little thingy, man. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I thought Rui Costa was a top player, man. But Bergkamp was legendary, man.
Yeah, man, it's true. It's true, man. Yeah, see, this is another thing as well, yeah? The amount of people I see, rants in his Arsenal agenda.
Yeah.
Mate, go watch the shows with me and Rants every fucking week, twice a week. The amount of times that guy's praised Arteta, he backed Arteta more than I did.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
It's another one. It's a little
he doesn't back
clip of him slagging off Bukayo Saka or fucking slagging off Arsenal fans. All of a sudden, that's it. He's got an agenda.
Yep. He's got an agenda. He don't back Arsenal, this and that, like, you know what I mean? But he did say, he was talking about Saka today, you know what I mean, and whatnot. He says he's a good player and whatnot. So yeah, man, I think again, like I said, people want to just see one thing or one certain section. They don't want to see the whole thing, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Listen, we're going to wrap this up, people, because I am going back to bed. Big up to my boy Said, man. You've literally carried the whole show. Appreciate it.
Love, man. Always.
Coming up, man?
Come on, man. Always, man. Love to everybody tuning in. Make sure you like the video, man. You get me? Let's get the likes. So let's get the algorithm up, man. So hopefully we'll be back to normal from now on. And yeah, man. You get me? Like, we're here.
Yeah, man. You got any streams coming up?
Yeah, I'm live at 6 p.m. people. I'm got a preview with Matty from Magpie channel. Good lad. So yeah, man, check out the preview 6 p.m. man. But love everyone for having me on again, man.
Yeah, come on, big up, man. Very quickly, I want to end on this. It's not about disagreeing. It's about removing harmful opinions that have no empirical weight behind them. Well, what does that even mean? What do you mean harmful opinions? It's only harmful if you're a snowflake and can't handle it. What are you
I don't know what empirical means.
Harmful opinions. Oh no, he said this about when I said about Welbeck's better than Salah. Yeah, that went mad, viral. I was trending everywhere, bro. Yeah, everyone clips it up. Yeah, and Terry was pissing himself. But again, they missed the key point out of it. Yeah, I said output great, technical ability. Salah's fucking nowhere near Welbeck, and Welbeck's shit. Yeah, but loads of other attributes that Salah's not got, Welbeck's got, and for me, that makes him a better footballer all round. Yeah, but people look at it and go, "Oh yeah, but Salah's fucking scored this many." Yeah. Well, listen to what I'm saying. It's like when people say to me, "Who was what's his name? Fucking who was better, Henry or Bergkamp?" For me, all day long, it's Bergkamp. Why? Because he's better technically gifted footballer than Henry was.
And that's your opinion.
Bad. Yeah. But if you say that online, oh, he's a disgrace. How can you not pick Henry, mate? Because I've seen Bergkamp play. That's how it's mad. Because apparently these are harmful opinions, mate. It's only harmful if you can't hack it. Yeah,
exactly.
If you can't hack it, you shouldn't be on the internet.
But you're not shitting on Henry. You're just saying that Bergkamp's your better player. That's all you said. You know what I mean? You've not discredited Henry.
So look at this. You called Arteta a prick, mate. I've called him a see you next Tuesday. I've called him a serial loser. I've called him every word under the sun. And then why are you offended on behalf of Mikel Arteta? Because Mikel Arteta ain't phoned me up or come in the chat and said, mate, you were calling me all sorts of names. Why is everyone so offended for him when he ain't offended by it? And that again, that's social media. People get offended on behalf of somebody that don't know him. What is the problem? These people are weird, man. But I'm here for it. Because they keep coming back whether they like me or not. So
they like you or not, you know what I mean? So yeah, man.
Come on, big up Said, man. Love, bro. And make sure you go and check out Said's channel. The link's in the title. Just hit the link, it'll take you straight there. I will be back later, but it'll be an upload. I'm going to do an upload on the second channel as well. I'm going back to bed for a few hours. And
come on.
Yeah, man. Never again. Until next time.
Until next time, yeah.
I love, man. We're out of here, people. Laters.
Big up, big up.